Hi everybody, I'm Shah from Charlie's Angel Tarot on YouTube and Buddy Advice on Facebook and Charlie's Angel Tarot on MeWe. You can find the links just there and to all these sites, Instagram, Facebook, MeWe, etc. And here you can find the membership button. Please become a member and then you'll be notified when I'm doing something new or when I'm going live. I hope you've had a nice Christmas and we're going up to the new year, and I've been spoiled with Christmas with new decks, and I've already made 2-3 videos of my new decks, and this one I'm going to do as well. This deck is called the VICEVERSA deck. It's pretty difficult to learn, but I've already opened it and I just wanted to share this with you because I think they're amazing. It is tarot, but it's a different way of seeing the cards. So the box is with a magnet again, and that's how it comes. And then underneath the book, you've got the cards. With the book, it's pretty big. It's the biggest book I've ever had. The second book, rather. And you've got the foreword, and you've got an index, and you've got also advice, the introduction, and then you also have day is night, outside, inside. So it is the opposites. Active is passive, and it just explains. Then you've got the language and symbols of the cards, using the cards, the cards, the major arcana, and this is how it starts. One page for the front, and then its meaning, and then you've got the back of the card and its meaning, and I'll take you through the cards. So this is the Fool, and this is the front of the Fool, and the Fool means a leap of faith. With this one, you see the dog. You don't see the dog on the front of the card because he's going to leap, and here you see the dog, and that's the back of the card. Usually it's depicted in the traditional tarot with the dog at its heels, but not at this one because he's alone here and he's going to take the leap. And here he's not going to take the leap because he's being watched by the dog. Sorry, they're quite big, so I've laid them out because I'm going to do 5 videos. One of the major arcana, and then one of each element, like the cups, the staves, and the pentacles, and the swords. So, and I will take you through the book so you can see perhaps a little bit better because it's big. That's the front of the magician. Again, you get text and the meaning, and then that's the back. So this means you've got all the elements to get your wish or to make your goal come true. And when it's like this, the goal is not coming true. You haven't got the power to make it come true. Then we have the Empress, or the High Priestess, and that is listen to your intuition. And you can, I won't go too much into the cards because there are 78 or 68 cards. And here you see a scroll, and here you see the Book of Wisdom. And in this, she's also got a bottle next to her, like potion. So she is actually the female version as well of the magician. Perhaps you can see it better on this. And that's the back. So you're not listening to your intuition. You're not feeling spiritual. You're not believing. And this is spirituality, intuition, and wisdom. So it's just the opposite to what I'm all saying. And this is how it's done in the book. You can see it a little bit better. That's where the flask is, and that's the Sphinx. And the black and white pillar, and then this is the back of her. She's turned her back to her intuition. Then you have the Empress, and I thought it was the star the first time I saw it, because it's all depicted with stars and the North Star. So, you know, this is the Empress is nurturing growth, uh, prosperity, birth, new beginnings, and she's turned her back on new beginnings. She's turned her back on birth, growth, and that's this in the book. Perhaps you can see it better. She's turned her back on nature. Then we go to the Emperor, and here you can see he's got an ankh, a cross, an ankh, and the golden ball, which to me represents the world. This man represents basically, in the traditional tarot, and that's how I will read it, a father figure, a judge, a ruler. He's higher than the kings. He knows how to delegate. He knows how to run a business, and he looks more to the future, both immediate and long term. The Emperor builds things to last beyond his lifetime. When this card comes up, consider your legacy. How would you like to expend your influence? What do you want to leave behind? And this is the opposite. That's when you don't want to be a ruler, when you don't want to leave a legacy behind, that you don't take your responsibilities, and so on. Then we have the Hierophant, and he looks very scary, I think, with his mask on, and awesome. And the Hierophant represents institutions like marriage, perhaps the head of an institution, also advisor or a judge, because you can see that here you've got two people respecting him and awing him, and you've got the two keys. Now I always forget what the two keys mean, so let me just have a look, because these cards are really unique. Well, the keys represent the conscious and the unconscious, and this has got to do with faith. What are you aware of, and what aren't you aware of? Because these two people are like apostles. One wants to know the written word, and the other one wants to be enlightened. And they're asking the Hierophant, can we learn this? And here you are accepting the path that you're on, and the path that you've chosen, that you want to get to know. And here, like I said, the Hierophant is also an advisor. It can be a judge, and like I said, a judge, an advisor, a banker, a man of authority, a father figure, because they rule their domain. And when you have it like this, you have actually turned your back on faith, perhaps on spiritual faith, the church, or the faith in yourself. And you can see that this is represented with the forbidden fruit, the apple, and the baby holding the key. He's just playing with the key, and he finds the key more interesting, but he wants the forbidden fruit as well. So he's rebelling against the faith. So, you know, that's what that card means. And the keys is the conscious and the unconscious. Then we have the Lovers. And I like these cards as well, because they don't discriminate. love between men and women, or black and white, because you've got the lovers. The black man is wearing a white mask, and the woman, the white woman, is wearing a black mask. So you've got the opposites here as well, and that's the front of the lovers coming together in partnerships or a love relationship. One might be fire and one might be earth, and that's stability, and the everlasting flame. And that's the negative side of it. You've also got the sign of Venus here above in the cross, or the star, and that's the Star of David. And I don't I take it as the Star of David, and I won't take it as the star of the occult, because I don't want to get involved with things like that. I'm scared of that, so I won't mix with it. But that star is used quite a lot nowadays as diagrams. Also the triangle that's on the lover's back, as you can see, that is also the third eye. Well, I don't want to know about occult. Then we have the chariot, and the chariot means going forth, traveling with a vehicle that has wheels, being the champion, moving on, going on holiday. And then this way it would mean no holiday, not moving forward, stagnation, not being open to balance, because you've got the black and white here. And you can go much more deeper than that, but like I said, I've got to make 5 videos. You've turned your back and left. That's all that can be said as well. Then we've got the lion, number 8, and you've got the infinity symbol. I'll put the book down because it's much easier. You've got the infinity symbol here, and so you're protected, and you're in your strength. And this is where you're not in your strength, because we've got the devil or a monster hanging in front of you, and or a demon. So you're not in your strength, and you're not quiet, and you're not gentle. You might be a bit harsh. So that's the opposite from being giving with love and in your strength and gentleness, because that's how she tamed the lion. Then we've got the hermit, and the hermit means the wise old man following a spiritual path, meditation, evaluation, wisdom, and he's got the everlasting burning light. I don't know what this is. I'll just have a look. Oh, it's the serpent. Okay. Serpent on his staff. Right. An aged hermit lifts his lantern, which illuminates the immediate space around him, revealing the Orphic egg, the mystic egg of creation, from which the universe was born. The serpent on the hermit's staff greets the Orphic serpent. The hermit recognizes the spirit in matter, as the mystic and the earthly snake recognizes each other as kin. His tattered robe is lined in blue, the color of the spiritual peace. Whatever he shows to the outer world, as with other holy teachers in the deck, what he wears closest to his skin holds the clue to his true being. Isn't that lovely? So that's the egg that the world was born, the Orphic. So you've got no bird here. He's on his own, and here you see him with a bird. So, and with 2 dogs. So he's not alone. So he might be getting news or more wisdom, and he's teaching others how to be loyal. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and that's what I found quite difficult, the front and the back. Some of the cards you can't see what is the front or the back. So this is the front, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. What goes up must come down. And then you've got the Sphinx and you've got the Lizard, and they mean and they've actually drawn them out as half man, half animal. And the Lizard, hold on guys, it's the Sphinx and the snake, sorry. The snake means wisdom, so that is wisdom, the willingness to seek knowledge, Gothic forces, and the Sphinx is hidden wisdom. So that's again the conscious and the unconscious. And that side is the negative side. So you haven't got the wisdom or the knowledge, and this is done, I would say this would go down. The wheel is turning down, and here the wheel is turning positive. And that's the difference between day and night. Then we have Justice. Now we all know what justice means. Balance, righteousness, lawfulness, judicial papers, and she's blindfolded here. I haven't noticed that on other cards, so I don't know why. It is time to place your heart upon the scales of justice. The situation demands the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There is no plea bargain to be made with justice, but remember, she is not cruel. She is the essential embodiment of fairness. Whatever needs to be done in the situation to make it fair, balance, and ethically clean should be done now. Delay or deny, this is your peril. Well, that's the opposite to it. Do not ever think that you can sneak around justice. You may get away with it for a time, but inevitably, the truth will out. It is far better to face it of your own free will than to wait and let justice choose her time to cast the verdict. The situation is fragile and fraught and dangerous. So you've turned your back on justice here, and time will catch up with you. So be warned. Then we've got the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man, that's the back, this is the front. That is evaluation, meditation, looking at something from another perspective. You can see he's free to come loose because he's not tied. He's got one leg dangling, so he can move. His hands aren't tied on the back. Shouldn't be, and in this card they are. But there's people around him to free him, because in the traditional tarot his hands aren't tied, they're just behind his back, and there's people there to support him and to make him free. Then we've got the Death card, and that's the death, new beginning, end of a phase, and here we are in the reverse, and in the reverse it means death comes for all regardless of wealth or social station, and it's the same for death of parts of our lives that no longer serve a purpose. When the time comes, the reaper must reap. This card says you've been given a chance to prove yourself, and that the outcome will be positive. The alchemist expression is hopeful, and the merchant is blissfully serene. Respond with grace to the inevitability of change. So this is, I would say, there is a death, there is an ending, and that's the negative side, but there's something better waiting for you. Then we have Temperance, and temperance means time, stalling, delays, balance, and come in action, and that's the reverse. Sorry guys, the phone went. I can't help it if I'm popular. Anyway, I'm a nut, a happy nut. Um, that was temperance, so that's keeping things in balance, like I said, and this is the reverse. You're not in balance, you're not in your strength, you're not standing your ground, you're not sure of yourself, there's no confidence, you can't think clearly because of the bird, the wise eagle, the white eagle. That's supposed to be luck and wisdom, and he's got very good eyesight. So you're not seeing things for what they are, so you can't get into balance. Then we have the devil, bad habits, perhaps your addictions, but I'll keep it on the bad habits, and that can be like swearing, spending too much money, being a fanatic at cleaning. And then you've got the reverse, and you've turned your back on a bad habit, so you're on the right path. So that is positive, and this is the negative side. And here you can see the people are chained up, but they have a choice that they can free themselves because the other hand is loose. And they're together, so they can work together. Perhaps your bad habit is that you don't communicate properly. And if you communicate, then you can help each other and find the balance. Then we have the Tower card, and I'll see what the front is of that one. I think it is this one with the third eye. Here you can see the evil eye, and if with this card my feeling says everything that you knew is falling down. Even people are falling away from you because you're too obsessed with something, or you're working too hard, and you've been struck by lightning. A big shock has come unexpectedly, like the lightning bolt, and perhaps somebody, an institution, tax office, or somebody is keeping an eye on you. Perhaps you've done something wrong with a bad habit. Perhaps you've pinched something or got drunk and disorderly, and an institution like the police picked you up, and they keep an eye on you, or you're in hospital and they're keeping an eye on you, and you unexpectedly became ill. But the tower is falling down now because of the lightning bolt and the fire, and something was not built on a proper foundation. But the tower for me also means you're ambitious, but perhaps there is a sudden change in your ambition. Perhaps you don't want to continue study or work, and somebody has noticed it and has fired you. A tower can also mean high-rise. And then we've got the reverse side. This is the negative side. Somebody was not driving the chariot, because you can see the sphinxes from the chariot, and you can see that the chariot is broken down here, and you're not moving forward, and somebody was wearing a mask, and this sudden shock has made the mask fall off, and they're showing their true colors. Then we have the star, a wish coming true. This means in this deck, this card means hope. So it's not in vision or in sight yet. And when we have this side, it's closer to you. Somebody's coming to tell you, this is how I can remember it. The stars, flying stars. Then you can make a wish. It's coming true. This is just like the angel. I'll take the Mercury man. I see him as a Mercury man. He can go anywhere, and he can become a fluid. And so he's come to tell you your wish is coming true because of the rose. This is actually more positive than this side for me. And this is the moon. This is the bright side of the moon. The moon is shining light on your path. The white dog and the red dog, that is just like the I Ching. Usually it's depicted with a black dog. So follow your path and your conscious and your knowledge. That's what the dogs represent. the yin and the yang, the bad and good. The moon can illuminate your path. Go with the flow. And then when you've got the dark side of the moon, it's an eclipse. Know that you can step out into the light, follow the light, because here you've got the egg with light, and what has she got there? A bowl, an offer. So follow your intuition, follow the light. You don't know something at this moment, go through the porthole. Then we have the sun. The sun, this is the positive side. The sun is gleaming, birth, new starts, new projects, new jobs, holidays, playfulness. Animals and children are important. You might be getting a new pet, you might be getting a child, you might hear of a birth or a pregnancy. And here you can see the sun has gone and the country is barren. So that's the negative. So if somebody says, am I pregnant? And I would get this side, then I would say, no, sorry. Then we have this side. This is the judgment card. The family is nude and they have risen up from the dead, and they're protected by the angel, and they have a new start, a rebirth, perhaps spiritually or just in general. And here they have found out that they are naked, and they hide their nakedness by the nearest thing that they have been able to grab. And here you can actually see the gravestones, and they have not had a rebirth or risen. And this is the eagle. I don't know what the eagle means. I'll have to have a look, because in every tarot deck there's different meanings, and the artists give their own interpretation. I think that the woman has the Orphic egg, and like we have heard with the hermit, and the man's got the skull, and the child is still innocent. Consider this. What would you bring before the angel of judgment? What might represent your understanding of your life so far? What would you offer as you move forward to the next phase? What is needed to let you be a light-hearted and innocent as the child of reborn? So the father and mother has to offer something to the angel and the eagle. And the eagle, I can find out what that means. Well, it's a falcon. Solar masculine principle. So the falcon is a masculine energy. Then the last card, we have the world. Isn't she beautiful? This is actually lovely. You've got all the elements. You've got the fire, that's the lion. Then you've got the steer, which is earth. And then we have water, which is by angel wings and waves. That's water, and that is air. And something has come full circle, and she is open to everything because she's bare. She's not scared, she's not shy, she's pure, and she's just covered by a silk shawl. What comes round goes round, what goes up goes down, and into a phase, travel, new jobs, new projects, a new start. And it is enlightened by 2 candles. And she's turned her back to all that, so it's the other way around. She can't see. Here you see that her hair covers her face. She can't see the end. She can't see a new beginning. And she's in panic. You can see that by her hand here. She's throwing it in the air. Here you've got 2 hands of joyfulness, and here she's holding on with one hand onto the rope. I hope you've liked the big arcana and the vice versa deck. I'll be doing my January readings with this and the angel answers, and let's see what I bake from it or make of it. Now, I love you, take care, and thanks for being here, and look out or look forward to the other 4 videos of one of each element. Take care and God bless.